Have you ever thought about how something as simple as an egg can surprise you? One moment it looks perfect, and the next it leaves you wondering what went wrong. For most of us, eggs are part of daily life. We eat them, cook them, rely on them, yet there is more to these little shells than meets the eye. What happens inside, the small details that can change everything, might just surprise you. Today, we are going to uncover a few secrets about eggs that you probably never expected. Now, let's talk about something that has probably happened to you more than once. You take an egg straight from the fridge, drop it into a pot of boiling water, and suddenly crack. The shell breaks open, the egg white spills out, and your nice clean pot turns into a mess. But why does that actually happen? Here is the simple science. When a cold egg goes straight into boiling water, the outer shell is hit with that sudden heat. The shell begins to expand very quickly, but the inside of the egg is still cold and dense. That difference in temperature creates pressure, and that pressure often forces the shell to crack. So how do you keep it from happening? The first and easiest way is to place your eggs into a pot of cold water first. Then slowly bring the pot to a boil. As the water heats up little by little, the eggs warm up gradually too, so the shells do not get shocked and are far less likely to break. Another trick you can try is adding a pinch of salt or a splash of vinegar into the water. Then carefully lower the eggs into the pot. If one of them does happen to crack, the salt or vinegar helps the egg white set quickly, sealing the crack and preventing it from leaking all over the place. And here is one more tip for those of you who do not mind waiting a bit. Take the eggs out of the fridge and let them sit at room temperature for about 20 to 30 minutes before cooking. This way, the eggs are no longer ice cold when they go into the pot, which not only helps prevent cracking, but also makes it much easier to time your cooking. You will have a better chance at getting the exact doneness you want, whether it is soft, medium, or fully hard-boiled. Small changes like these can save you a lot of frustration in the kitchen, and they make a big difference in how your eggs turn out. Now it is time for the fun part. We are going to test 5 different levels of boiled eggs, from soft and runny all the way to fully cooked, so you can decide exactly which style is your favorite. We will start with 5 eggs that are as similar as possible. To keep everything clean and safe, rinse them under water first, then gently pat them dry with a towel. They might look clean already, but it is always a good habit to wash and dry your eggs before cooking. By the way, where are you watching this video from? Leave me a comment and let me know. Next, place a pot of fresh water on the stove. Use regular room temperature water rather than hot water. This helps prevent the shells from cracking before the cooking even begins. Carefully lower the eggs into the pot, then turn on the heat and bring the water to a gentle boil. While that is happening, prepare a bowl of cold water on the side. You will need it later to cool down the eggs quickly, and that cold shock will also make peeling much easier. As soon as the water begins boiling, keep your eyes on the clock. Timing is everything here. The first egg will come out after 3 minutes. Lift it out gently, place it right into the bowl of cold water, and let it cool down for a moment. Once it is cool enough to handle, mark the shell with a number so you do not confuse it with the others. The second egg comes out at the 5-minute mark. Just like before, move it straight into the cold water bath and label it clearly. Then repeat the same process for the remaining eggs. The third egg comes out at 7 minutes, the fourth at 9 minutes, and the final egg at 12 minutes. Each one will give you a different result, from soft and custard-like yolks to a firm, fully set center. So which one do you think you will prefer? Do you enjoy a silky soft yolk? Or are you someone who loves a well-cooked solid egg every single time? Share your thoughts in the comments and tell me how you usually boil your eggs at home. By the end of this experiment, you will see the exact differences side by side, and you might even discover a new favorite way to cook your eggs. Now that the eggs have cooled down, it is time to peel them and see what we have. Start by gently tapping an egg on the table, just enough to crack the shell. Then roll it lightly under your palm so the shell breaks into small pieces. Once you do that, the peeling becomes so much easier. By the way, have you subscribed to my channel yet? If not, take a quick moment to hit that button. It really helps us out, and we would love to have you as part of this community. Once all of the eggs are peeled, remember to keep them in the correct order according to the boiling times we set earlier. That way, you can clearly see the differences from one stage to the next. At this point, you can already notice that the egg whites are firm, smooth, and evenly set on the outside. But the real surprise is inside. Let us begin with the 3-minute egg. Slice it open carefully and you will see what I call the super soft boiled stage. The egg white is just barely set, enough to hold its shape, but it still has a slight wobble. Inside, the yolk is completely liquid, rich and golden, almost like a warm sauce waiting to spill out. This is the level that feels luxurious, perfect if you enjoy dipping bread or toast into that silky yolk. Next, we move to the 5-minute egg. This one is often considered a classic soft-boiled egg. When you cut it open, the egg white is now completely solid and no longer translucent. It holds firmly together, yet it is still tender. The yolk at the center is thicker than before, creamy and glossy, with a texture almost like custard. Many Americans enjoy their breakfast this way, sprinkled with a little salt and pepper, or perhaps a dash of hot spice for extra flavor. Now we look at the 7-minute egg. Cut into it and you will see the egg white fully cooked and strong. The yolk here has changed the most. It no longer runs, but it has not turned dry either. Instead, it is soft, moist, and slightly elastic. This is a great choice for salads because the yolk adds a rich, velvety taste without making the dish feel heavy or dry. It brings balance, especially when paired with fresh greens. Moving on to the 9-minute egg. At this stage, the yolk has firmed up quite a bit more. When you slice through, you will notice that the yolk is almost entirely set. However, it still carries a subtle moisture that keeps it from being chalky. This level is extremely popular for deviled eggs or sliced into sandwiches, since the yolk is solid enough to hold together, yet still smooth and flavorful. And finally, we come to the 12-minute egg. This is the fully hard-boiled version. The egg white is tight and dense, and the yolk is completely cooked through. The color is a pale yellow, and the texture is dry and crumbly when you bite into it. This is the style many people grew up with, perfect for making egg salad, chopping into potato dishes, or packing into lunches when you want something filling and portable. From 3 minutes to 12, you can clearly see how just a few minutes of cooking time can completely transform an egg. Each level has its own personality, its own best use, and its own fans. Whether you enjoy a soft and creamy yolk or a firm and traditional hard-boiled egg, knowing these differences allows you to get exactly the result you want every single time. Before we wrap up today's video, let's take a moment to talk about the nutrition inside these eggs. Eggs are far more than just a quick and easy meal. Each egg contains high-quality protein that your body can use to build strength, repair tissues, and keep you energized throughout the day. They are also full of important vitamins and minerals, like vitamin D, which supports bone health, and vitamin B12, which helps maintain healthy nerves and steady energy. The yolk, which many people once avoided, is actually the most nutrient-rich part. It provides choline, a nutrient that plays a key role in brain health and memory, along with healthy fats that keep you feeling full and satisfied. Eggs also contain antioxidants that protect your eyes and your cells from everyday stress. So while we often think of eggs as something simple, they are in fact one of the most complete and affordable sources of nutrition you can add to your meals. And that brings us to the end of today's video. We have seen how a simple egg can change so much depending on how you cook it, and we discovered just how much nutrition is packed inside. Now I would love to hear from you. Which style of boiled egg is your favorite, and do you have any special tricks for cooking them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It really supports us, and we would be so glad to have you here for more kitchen tips and cooking experiments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.